Hello and a very warm welcome to the Czech Republic for our continuing coverage of the 2024 World Cup circuit. The start of a very busy period of racing at this level, with the chance for athletes to not only earn prize money but also ranking points as well. With the elite women's race coming up live in just a few minutes' time. Full Olympic distance today on a circuit that rarely disappoints in terms of excitement here in Karlovy Vary. My name's Trevor Harris alongside triple Olympian Gillian Sanders. We'll have a look at the start list in a minute, Gillian, but an uncharacteristically small field today, only 27 women, headed by the Italian Bianca Sereni, and with the way that she swims, it's possible she could dominate this race from start to finish.
Yeah, Bianca's an extremely strong swimmer. I wouldn't be surprised if Maya Kingma and Bianca swim together and try and make a little bit of a breakaway on the bike. Definitely suits both of their styles of racing. And they're the only two women on the start list today who've actually podiumed previously at this race. So certainly those two stand out for me as favourites.
So the post-Olympic period has started. 27 women in the water for this Karlovy Vary World Cup, and a really tough course ahead of them for the next 2 hours or so. The familiar stroke of Bianca Sereni nearest the camera.
And we can see Emma Jeffcoat there on the top of our screen. So Sereni and Jeffcoat at the moment leading out the swim here. They must have swum about 300, 400 meters or so, and yeah, already some gaps forming.
Sereni, meanwhile, going on a merry way at the front of the field.
Yeah, looking really, really smooth.
It's always the way, isn't it, with the better swimmers, that they make it look absolutely effortless.
Yeah, she's got a beautiful stroke, nice clear water in front of her, and I wouldn't be surprised if we'll probably have the likes of Maya Kingma sitting on her feet.
It's going to be about 9 minutes and change, just about, for those women.
So Marta Kropko was sitting in fourth, and then I think it was a red tri-suit.
It was Sophia Howell.
Yeah, Sophia Howell sitting there in fifth place. So those are our top five, and then there's a bit of a gap to sixth place. Pretty strung out, isn't it?
Well, these five have absolutely stormed away from the remainder here. Not be too long before they come out the water and get into T1.
Yeah, the deficit was 17 seconds out of the first lap of the swim, and that I think is probably extended to close to a minute, I would think.
It's certainly more than double, definitely. So just a fraction slower than the first lap, that second lap in the water. But these five, a country mile clear of their nearest pursuers.
Kropko with a great transition.
Yeah, pretty good from almost five. Now, this is the element here in Karlovy Vary that really separates the top athletes from those who maybe can't cope with the gradient.
Let's see what that deficit is.
I think you're right, it's not going to be far short of a minute here.
Yeah, close to a minute.
44 seconds. So it was indeed Kirilova, and then Goodison of New Zealand. In fact, the other Kiwi right there with her, Freya Roderick. And then Fukuoka of Japan.
So Maya really, really putting the foot down at the front start of the spike course.
And this is going to be a critical moment for Jeffcoat. She has to at least get onto the back of Sereni and Howell ahead of her. Otherwise, she's going to be in no man's land.
Yeah, I wouldn't say this course approach is easy either. It's not flat. It's quite rolling and twisty and turny as well. So it's not just a jump on your bike and let's have a nice flat roll around to the 7-lap bike course. It is, you can see there's quite an incline there, and they go through quite a few twists and turns. And Maya Kingma obviously taking the opportunity to really, really put her foot down and get going.
So they've got half a minute back to Howell, Jeffcoat and Sereni, these two.
Quite a substantial lead already.
Huge after just one lap.
Yeah.
She hasn't raced much this year, Gina Sereno. She's It's only a 6th race of 2024. Best performance was a 5th place in the Watelco World Cup race back in May. But she has medalled at this level.
Yeah, she's a strong runner, isn't she?
Silvers at Vina Del Mar for the last 2 years, behind Sandra Dode and Gwen Jorgensen respectively. And here we are. They're going to catch them now. So the likes of Hal Serenyi and Jeffco now find themselves part of a much bigger group, chasing the 2 leaders, but chasing some way behind.
Yeah, this group now will become 12, I think. See one of the athletes just falling off the back there. Status quo remains at the front of the field. Maya Kingma, Marta Kropko. They both seem to have favored parts of the course. I think we always see Marta Kropko go to the front on this part when they're starting to go through the tunnel. Maya Kingma seems to lead the first part of the hill, which I think is probably quite handy. They're probably working to each other's strengths and weaknesses.
And 1:37 has become a bigger number, surely. Well, yes, not quite as much of a extension, I guess you'd say, but still, the lead is nearly 2 minutes.
Yeah, they've managed to lose 15 seconds on that lap, so not as much as the previous lap.
Kropko, number 21. It's all about more haste, less speed. Make sure the helmet's in the box.
Looks like it's in the box, no issues there. Kropko with a really speedy transition as well.
And they're out side by side. Well, they've done so much hard work, these two, and it looks like it's gold and silver, but in which order? And it's going to be a major battle, you would think, for Kropko to stay with her, but we'll see. Already there's a little bit of a gap.
Yeah, Kinga just taking her headband off there, tucking it into the tri-suit. It's 3 minutes and 6 seconds, so they did lose a further 15 to 20 odd seconds on that last lap.
So we were 6 seconds out. Not bad.
Not bad at all. Petra Kurakova, helmet off, shoes on. Maria Tome out first of the chasers. Annabelle Knoll, Steinhauser, Seregni, Howell, Jeff Coate there. Sereno run alongside those hot plants. She'll make a dead turn and then she'll head back down that incline.
Well, only halfway through the first lap, and already there is serious daylight between Kingma and Kropko.
Yeah, so the chasers would need to be putting in about 45 seconds per lap. So if that deficit is around 2:15, then we know we are potentially in for a foot race for that silver and bronze as well.
Yeah, and that's why it's important for Kropko. She needs to try, and it's easier said than done, needs to try and run a fairly even pace. What she doesn't want to do is kind of extend herself too early and end up having a very slow last lap and allowing people to catch on from more than 45 seconds back. Sereno at the front, it looks like, with Kurakova of those chasers.
Tome and Seregni. Steinhauser just a bit further back. So yeah, as expected, those four probably are the stronger runners.
So here's Kurakova along with Sereno. So they're now out on their second lap of 4.
It's all business at the moment, I'd say.
Yeah, you mentioned it. The only World Cup medal she's won was here back in 2020. She obviously doesn't race in that many World Cups because she's on the top World Championship Series level, but nonetheless, she clearly has an affinity with this town. And Kurakova looks like she's got away from the likes of Sereno and others here into a clear third place at the moment.
Kurakova looking very strong.
Yeah, the gap is shortening by the second, isn't it? Kropko to Kurakova. Just a question of when, and it's going to be in probably about half a minute or sooner.
Then the question is, how far is Serino back?
That's potentially going to be a moment that the Hungarian doesn't want to happen if she gets caught by the American. But there she goes. So Kurikova into second place, past Kropko. She's not going to catch Kingma, but she looks to have the silver medal at this stage at least, all but wrapped up. It's just been an ultra-professional performance from start to finish, Amaya Kingma. One of the most popular women on the circuit. There's the smile. There are the high fives. We said it was her 29th birthday. Many happy returns, and a very, very happy return to the top step of the podium. It's her first win for more than 3 years, and she has done it emphatically. What a performance from Kingma. I think the smile tells you everything. 2 hours, 5 minutes and change. The time doesn't matter. And now she knows the winning line in sight, or the finish line at least. And it's going to be a really hard-earned silver for the Czech. Was that coming behind it? Quite see. Kurikova, meanwhile, will get silver for the Czech Republic on home soil.
Might be a mammoth run by Gina Serino.
That is unbelievable. Well, no wonder we couldn't see her, because she'd already gone past Kropko. What a fantastic run from the American.
Yeah, phenomenal last lap by Serino.
And it's going to be a bit of a heartbreaker for Marta Kropko. She's going to finish one off the podium in 4th place, having done so much hard work. But I think when she looks back, okay, no medal. But for her, it's a game-changing result.
Yeah, agonizingly close for her, but I think she's going to draw so much confidence from that result. And you can see the delight. She's absolutely delighted. Just missed the podium, but equally delighted with her 4th performance, and that's a career best World Cup result for her.
Good job, Kingma just said to her. Yeah, you can see she's still with it. Tomei's going to come through and finish in 5th place. Just ahead of Sereni by the look of it.
I think we already had a good swim at Soregni, of course, and I was glad to be there. I think we had a group of 5, but like at the way to get to the city, there's also some hills, and I thought like, yeah, if people are not gonna ride, then I want only the ones that wanna ride. So I attacked on like the first hill out of the water, and I think only Marta really came with me, and she was amazing. Like how we worked together, how she tried to like create a gap, and yeah, I didn't expect it to happen like that, but it was great. Yeah.
And everyone knows about your power on the bike, but is there really the technical elements that stood out today? You really nailed the corners, the climbs, and the downhills, every aspect of it. How important were those smaller details?
Yeah, I think if you want to win every lap a few seconds, it's all important. And I think it really helps me to save some energy. Like you go up hard on the hill, but if you go downhill, you just save energy, but you go in an arrow position and you attack the corners right. Yeah, I think it's. I'm really happy with how I performed today. It's also a big surprise for me.
I was really excited, and I know I'm a good runner, and Marta is not so strong on the run, so I gave everything on the run, and it was good.
And you had plenty of home support out there today from fellow Czech fans and spectators alike. How important were they for you in boosting you throughout the race?
Yeah, it's it's after Olympics, so maybe I'm feeling a bit tired physically and mentally, but I'm so happy to take a silver medal here in Karlovy Vary.
And when you came into transition and you saw that Kingma and Kropko were 3 minutes up the road, were there a few nervous looks there?
Yeah, I didn't understand how strong the girls were on the bike. It was crazy. 3 minutes, it's really a very big gap, but yeah, I gave everything on the run.
You really came from nowhere on the run there.
Yeah, that was so fun. That was such a cool course. Super iconic, like very punishing. The hill is insane. Like you really feel it going up there like 5, 6, 7 times.
And how difficult was it knowing that the lead pair of Kingma and Kropka were just pulling out more and more time with each lap? Was that demoralizing at all?
I couldn't see them. They were so far away. Yeah, they rode so hard, and so they were completely out of the picture. And so finding the strength to still try and stay in it and count yourself in the race, I think was really hard. But there were so many people around you in the pack, and it was super motivational to be able to keep going.
So, confirmation then of the final result, confirming the time, 2:05 and 23 seconds. Kurakova, what a run to finish second to Kingma. Sereno getting past Kropko close home. In the end, beat her by nearly half a minute. Kropko, even though she missed the podium, looked absolutely thrilled. Tomei, a very solid fifth. Seredni maybe not quite herself today, might be a bit under the weather. Two Italians, 6th and 7th, with Steinhauser, the latter of the two. Roderick, a great run to finish 8th. Zimovyanova making it 2 Czechs in the top 10, and Julia Hauser with an excellent run, rounding out the top 10 for the Austrian. First race win since that brilliant victory she had in Leeds more than 3 years ago. All the issues that she's had with injuries, and it's days like these that make all the hard work, the recovery work worthwhile. And she was a standout winner today.